All right, welcome back to
Powered by
Pup Up
Riverside
Powerbomb,
FM.
and now it's time for segment two. Let's talk about WWE as a current product and my full review of WrestleMania 41, nights 1 and 2. So here's the deal. Pro wrestling has always been a major part of my life. The action, the drama, the promos, the way the characters looked, that stuff sort of pulled me in hard, right? My all-time favorite wrestler, he isn't even American. His name is Jushin Thunder Liger. He's a smaller Japanese guy in a mask. He looks kind of like a damn Power Ranger. He's magic. Look him up on YouTube if you don't know who I'm talking about. Just a terrific wrestler. I've been a fan for pro wrestling since the mid to late 80s. I was into the NWA and I followed it when it became WCW. Then I kind of rode the wave into WWE's Attitude Era. But like everything in life, nothing lasts forever. So a lot of wrestlers that I grew up with either faded out, got old, or sadly died in tragic ways, like Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero. It just kind of hit differently when they started to pass. So as it kind of moved along, I eventually stopped watching wrestling. The passion just wasn't there anymore. I kind of grew up. I've had kids, a job. And you just couldn't stay up on Monday nights till like the goddamn 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock anymore. I really stopped watching, especially after CM Punk left. But lately, with everything going on in my life, I started feeling a little bit nostalgic and I wanted to tap back into things that I used to love. So I wanted to give another shot. And man, it has been rough. The current product is a bit of a mess for me. There are constant camera cuts and edits and flashing lights. I get it. It's meant to look slick and cinematic, but for my eyes, that shit is exhausting. On top of that, the amount of commercials is brutal. Peacock, if you do not have the streaming service where it's lack of ads, it is almost unwatchable on Peacock. I'm talking about like they will do a commercial during and in the middle of a damn match. It takes me right out of the moment. And something else that kind of bothers me is the crowd. The crowd just doesn't react the way it used to. Since WWE is kind of openly admitted it's choreographed, people don't really buy into the good guy, bad guy thing anymore. The storytelling kind of isn't as strong as it used to be, and the audience kind of just does its own thing. It doesn't respond to moments like when a person turns, from a good guy to a bad guy. They really don't respond to it anymore because, like, I guess the term is they're so smart. Like, they go on the internet and they'll follow like people who break the news in pro wrestling, and they'll like start thinking that they're part of the industry, and they'll start saying like terms like kayfabe and work and heel and shoot. Those are words for people that work in that pro wrestling industry, but for whatever reason, people think that they should be using those words as well. It's kind of gone off the rails. And it feels like the soul of what made wrestling special, like the suspension of belief, is just gone. It's kind of like, enjoying magicians. But before the magician does the trick, you go and watch what they do. And then you start watching it, trying to see where the string is. Maybe that's how society is. But I think a lot of people are kind of missing the point of the magic and the whole point of what pro wrestling is, especially now. So with that said, here's my full breakdown of WrestleMania 41. These are my personal ratings for these matches, okay? So here is my personal ratings. 1 is trash. 2 is okay. 3 is good. 4 is must watch. And 5 is an all-time classic. I'm going to do night 1 first. That was on April 19th, 2025. The way I'm going to do it is not in the same sort of order that the matches were presented, because I feel like with WWE, it can be really hard to watch their product live. It really can. Like, again, I know I'm harping on it, but there is so much selling of product that WWE does during their shows. It can be overwhelming and too goddamn much. And it took me out of the vibe of, I wanted to watch a really good pro wrestling show, and it kind of just took me out of it. Again, maybe I'll get used to it because I'm going to start watching wrestling more and do more reviews for different things. But for this for this particular show, it just really fucked my viewing enjoyment up. For night one, I want to talk about the triple threat main event. Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I gave it a 3. I thought it was good. It wasn't great. WrestleMania is supposed to like end feuds and kick off a brand new era or somebody's reign. This just felt like an extension of an ongoing storyline. Like, Paul Heyman betrayed both Punk and Reigns, and now he's siding with Rollins. The match was good. It had good moves. At the end, they each hit their finishers on each other. But the payoff just didn't feel fresh. It just felt like, well, on next episode of Raw, you'll see the continuation of this feud. It just didn't grab me like I thought it would, you know? Shout out to Living Color, though. They performed Cult of Personality live. For me, that was a big moment, because I'm a huge fan of Living Color. They're awesome. But again, the match was good. You don't need to go out of your way to watch it. But it does continue the ongoing saga of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and CM Punk and their sort of feud together. I would personally like for them to move on from one another and go feud with other people, because I'm tired of seeing Seth Rollins against CM Punk. Kind of getting tired of it. But again, it's just another continuation. I hope it ended in WrestleMania, and I hope all three move on to bigger and better things and to other people. Next match was the Women's Championship between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is Ric Flair's daughter, and she used to look just like him, but she has had so much work done. She looks like a totally different person. It is wild to see. Anyway, the Tiffany Stratton, she looks like a muscular Barbie doll. She's like she's really athletic. The charisma of a doorknob. Like, she does not have like good promo skills or charisma. Really, she's just pretty and athletic. And I guess that gets her she's blonde, pretty and athletic. But again, okay. There's nothing really there for me as far as Tiffany Stratton goes. This match was a 1. This match was messy. It was sloppy. And honestly, I was looking forward to it because I thought it'd be really good. Charlotte Flair is like one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. She is tremendous. But again, it was really sloppy. Sometimes Stratton and Flair kind of look almost identical at times when they're rolling around, except Flair's a little bit older. Like, Stratton has potential, sure. She's got flashy moves. But again, there's just no personality. She's like a WWE factory product, What could we build that's blonde, pretty, and does moonsaults? That's what she's like their build on what they would see as, their archetype for their next Charlotte Flair that's younger, right? She's going to be around for a long time until somebody prettier and blonder comes along. Blah. Not a good match. 1. The next match that I watched was El Grande Americana. He beat Rey Fenix. I love this match. This was a 3. It was really good. It was fast. The only reason why I rated a 3 is because it was short, but I loved it. It was fast paced. It was hard hitting. Rey Fenix, his stuff on the ropes is awesome. He has these big moves, these like really crisp kicks and stuff. He is awesome to watch. El Grande Americana is Chad Gable, right? And he's been around for a while. He's like a mini Kurt Angle. He is excellent. Like, he can do everything. He did this move off the top rope. I cannot even describe it. But he hit that. It was amazing. He won. He put like the metal in his mask and headbutted Rey Fenix and got the win. He's tremendous. Like, I hope he like just continues to feud with all the talented luchadors. I loved the match. I thought the only reason why it's a 3 is because it was short. That was it. The next thing was the U.S. Championship that I watched with Jacob Fatu. He beat LA Knight. I gave it a 2. It was okay. I was in mid-smoke mode during most of this, but when I saw Fatu hit that moonsault off the top rope, I kind of snapped back in it. Fatu has tremendous potential. I want to see him in bigger feuds. Like, I want to see him against CM Punk or Randy Orton or something like that. Like, I want to see him against some better guys. LA Knight is entertaining. I feel like he's still waiting for his breakout moment. I like LA Knight too. I hope he like turns into a bad guy and just like goes after one of the bigger, more popular stars. Like, maybe he could go after like Jey Uso, which would it would be pretty awesome to me. But again, this is a 2. It was okay. Jacob Fatu, he is tremendous. I really like how he wrestles. The next match is Jade Cargill. She beat Naomi. I gave it a 2. I thought it was okay. The one thing I wanted to say is both women looked incredible. Jade looks like a superhero. She's just like, there's no body fat anywhere on her. She looks like Storm from the X-Men, but just even more muscular, if you can believe it. Naomi, she looked great as well. The match, it felt too choreographed. It looked like they were setting up for Jade to do some power move, and I don't know. It was way too choreographed for me. I thought it was okay. I thought Jade Cargill looked really good, though. She has like an it factor. Like when she comes on the screen, she is very striking. Again, Jade Cargill, the future is bright, you know. Naomi, too, she's tremendous. It's a 2. I like both, and I'll see more of them in the future. I hope they move on to other feuds as well. Next up was the World Tag Team titles, the New Day and the War Raiders. This was my official smoke break. I didn't watch this shit. I don't enjoy New Day. I don't find it good, fun. I don't find them to be entertaining at all. I'm sure they're nice people, but there's nothing there. I don't really find anything entertaining about it at all. And then what was next was that I watched in out of order was the World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso against Gunther. He beat Gunther. He did a bunch of super kicks and splashes, and he could have covered him, but he didn't. He submitted Gunther. I think it was like a rear naked choke, something like that. Whatever. It was a 2. I like Jay more when he's like drunk and doing wild promos. You know, like I like when he's doing like press conferences where he's shit faced and sitting there drunk talking shit. I like that. I like that kind of Jey Uso. Hopefully they can bring the Jey Uso back that was in the Bloodline, where he's like hating on Sami Zayn. That's the Jey Uso I want back. This Yeet one, it's okay. But again, I like Jay, I like Gunther, I like both guys. I hope they both move on. Gunther's solid as always. I hope Gunther moves on to better feuds. Jay, I don't know what they're really going to do with him, but he needs to be matched up with somebody that can bring more of his personality out. Again, that was night 1. It was okay. If I could rate night 1 for my ratings, I'd give it a 2. It was alright. It wasn't trash, but it wasn't really good either. It felt like an episode of like Raw. It didn't feel like a big event, you know? It was weird. And they were still doing commercials in WrestleMania, and it just really took me out of it. Anyway, night 2, April 20, which was 420. So you know your boy was stoned. Anyway, I'm going to do this in different order. Now, I want to talk about this match. Randy Orton beat Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry looks like, you know when you play a pro wrestling game and you want to create a player and you click create a player and you see the guy, he's not really created yet. You don't put all the stuff and the moves on him. You just get this like bland character that you see in front of you. That looks like Joe Hendry. I don't get it. He does like this like thing where he turns around and smiles. I don't get it. I think he's goofy. He's from another promotion, TNA. And Randy Orton whipped his ass in under 5 minutes. He gave him like RKOs. I don't know. I didn't understand it. You know, again, the WWE, it's another example of how like wins and losses don't seem to matter anymore. And if they don't matter, then what's the fucking point of this? Like, why am I watching this shit? You know? Next up, Logan Paul beat AJ Styles. I didn't watch it. I can't stand the Paul brothers. Their presence I'm turning the TV if they come on. There's a Sin City street fight. Drew McIntyre beat Damian Priest. I gave this a 3. It was solid. Drew's been on fire since his feud with CM Punk. I hope he gets pushed into the main event. Drew's like his promos, the way he looks, his moveset. I think he's awesome. Like, Drew, I'm a big fan of Drew McIntyre. I think he should be world champion. I think they should have switched between him and Jay. Jay should have been fighting Damian Priest in a street fight, and Drew should have been going up against Gunther for the world championship and being a dick winning it, right? The sky's the limit for Drew. I think they should really put him in some main event stuff. Then there was the Intercontinental title, the 4-way. It was Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker, Penta, and Finn Balor. Dominic Mysterio won. That is Rey Mysterio's kid. It is wow. I remember seeing Dominic when it was like Eddie Guerrero going up against Rey Mysterio for ownership of Dominic. It was insane. Now he's like a grown man with this goofy mustache. It was a fun match. Dominic winning was a surprise. I'm so glad he won. He's got such huge potential. All these guys are stars. Great energy, creative spots. Braun Breaker, man, he's going to be like, they can turn him into the next Stone Cold. That's how high that I think he should be, you know what I mean? Penta is good. He's really good. And Finn Balor's good. But, man, Dominic, I think he's a star in the making. And they need to just let him go and just be a star. I really do. There's the Women's Tag Team Championship. I didn't give it a rating. I didn't watch it. Smoke break. Skipped it. But I did see, what's her name? I forgot her name. But she looked, all of them looked good. It was like Becky Lynch was in it. This girl that looks like a bird, she was in it. Liv Morgan, that's her name. She looked good. She was like in this like red thong. And, I saw it, but smoke break. Didn't watch it. Skipped it. Then there was the Women's World title that I watched. And out of order, of course. Io Sky, she beat Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. This was fire. This match was fire. This was incredible energy from all three women. Io Sky retained. Bianca, though, was the real star of the match. Power, skill, charisma, looks, total package. She is phenomenal. Like, I could not believe the moves she was pulling off. The match was kind of like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair trading big moves, and then Io Sky kind of is the afterthought where she kind of comes in and does some type of aerial move where it kind of like throws Bianca and Rhea Ripley kind of off. But Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair are they're lights out. They're the two best to me in the world as far as women wrestlers goes. Io Sky is awesome. All three. This match should have been the main event night 2. It just should have. There's no way in hell that any match from night 1 compared to this one. This was the best match for both nights. This was fire. This whole match was incredible. I give so much credit to all three women, and I want to see it again. And anytime those three are on TV, I'm gonna watch because they're awesome. The next match, this was the main event for night 2. I gave, anyway, the Women's World Championship, that's a 4. Go out of your way to see it. Just go see it. This next match, the undisputed WWE Championship, John Cena beat Cody Rhodes. This was a 1. This was a total letdown. The whole point of this match was The Rock is like this manipulative mastermind that has turned John Cena to the dark side. That motherfucker didn't even show up. Like, how you gonna have all this and not even have The Rock show up? Then Travis Scott's weird ass comes out, and that felt sort of weird and awkward. He looked all of about 120 pounds, and he took forever to walk down the ramp. Cena won with a low blow after Cody refused to use the belt and hit him upside his head. They made Cody look weak and dumb. The match itself was kind of slow and boring, and it really was just a bad way to end Mania. It wasn't good. And I know both guys can do better. I've seen both guys do better. John Cena's older, and this is his last year doing professional wrestling. So, of course, he's going to look older and slower, but he can do some shit. But, man, this match was not good. Some people on the internet, they'll say, it wasn't as bad, but it was, for the whole point of it and the build-up, and this is all we got, you put people through hours and hours of watching commercials and drumsticks. They had the ice cream, the drums. That was bullshit. Anyway, this match pissed me off. I didn't like it. I really want to like pro wrestling again, but if this is what they're going to show, I'm going to fucking not watch this shit anymore. Anyway, that is my review of this WrestleMania 41. It felt like a marathon without a medal at the end. I gave this overall WrestleMania 41 a 2. It was too long, it had too many commercials, and it's not enough payoff. If you watch highlights on YouTube, which you should do that and save your time, energy, and money. WWE has its loyal fans, and that's cool, but for someone like me, the format and the direction, it just didn't hit like it used to. Now I feel like they really need to figure out a way to change it, improve it, or whatever. Hopefully tonight on Raw, it's better and it's improved and it gives us some payoff for everything, but it is a marathon watching WWE events with all the commercials that they put in. And they have the talent, they have the money, they have the visual presentation. I don't know why they're doing it this way, because it takes me totally out. Again, I'm going to give WWE a chance. I love pro wrestling, but this was not good. I'm sorry. So, all right, y'all. So, we're coming to the end of this here. Next up is going to be some recommendations for us. Again, I'm sorry to end the first episode on such a negative note. But again, for pro wrestling, I am going to review some of the NXT stuff. Definitely AEW. I really have not watched AEW. I've heard some good things. I've heard some bad. I want to be the judge for it myself, so I will be watching Dynamite this upcoming Wednesday, and I'll give a review for that as well. Again, thank you very much for listening. I'm sure pro wrestling isn't this negative, but this WrestleMania 41 just was not it. Again, please comment in the comments below. Let me know how you liked it. And we're going to go to the next segment for our recommendations.